Today we are doing lesson 90, word problems with two statements of equality. So we've been doing coin problems as well as general value problems. Today we're going to look at some more word problems with two statements of equality. In example number 1, we have, together, Charles and Nellie picked 92 quarts of berries. If Charles picked 6 more quarts than Nellie picked, how many quarts did each of them pick? So first we need to know that the number that Charles picked plus the number that Nellie picked is equal to 92. That's what the problem told us. Then it says Charles picked 6 more quarts than Nellie picked. So we know that the number that Nellie picked plus 6 is equal to the number that Charles picked. So let's avoid getting the 6 on the wrong side with starting with what we know is incorrect. We know that the number that Nellie picked is not equal to the number that Charles picked. So in this problem, basically all we need to do is we need to take that 92, we're going to subtract 6, and then we're going to divide by 2 to figure out how many Nellie picked. So Nellie would have picked 43. And then to figure out how much Charles picked, we're going to add 6 to that. So 43 plus 6 is 49. All right, let's do another. Example number 2. The number of boys in Sarah's class exceeded the number of girls by 7. If there is a total of 29 pupils in the class, how many were boys and how many were girls? So let's start with what we do know. We know that the number of boys plus the number of girls equals 29. We also know that the number of boys does not equal the number of girls. We know that the number of boys is equal to the number of girls plus 7. So we're going to subtract 29 minus 7 and then divide that by 2. And we get that our number of girls is equal to 11. Then we know that the number of boys is equal to 18 because 11 plus 7 is 18. Okay, in our next problem, example number 3. Philip cut a 38-meter rope into 2 pieces. The long piece was 9 meters longer than the short piece. What were the 2 lengths? So the long plus the short was equal to 38. We know that this is not a long is equal to short. We know that it is the length of the long was equal to the short plus 9. So we're going to take 38, we're going to subtract 9, and then we will divide that by 2. And we get that the short piece is 14.5, and the long piece is 23.5 because we took 14.5 and added 9. Example number 4. The sum of 2 numbers is 72. The difference of the numbers is 26. What are the numbers? So we have the large number plus the small number equals 72. We also know that the difference of the 2 numbers is 26. So L minus S is equal to 26 because remember when you are subtracting, it's called the difference. So we are going to take 72 and we are going to subtract 26. Then we will divide that by 2. And we get that our smaller number is 23 and our larger number is 49. Because when we say something minus 23 is 26, add those together, you get 49. Example number 5. The greater of 2 numbers is 16 greater than the smaller. When added together, their sum is 4 less than 3 times the smaller. What are the numbers? So we know that the greater number minus 16 is the smaller number. because the greater number is 16 greater than the smaller. We also know that the sum is 4 less than 3 times the greater. So we can write this as G plus S plus 4 equals 3S. All right, so now we're going to solve for S. And we get that S is 20 and G is 36. One more example. Example number 6. The ratio of two numbers is 5 to 4, and the sum of their numbers is 63. What are their numbers? So when we are finding this, we say that the ratio of number 1 to number 2 is 5 to 4. So if we solve this out by cross multiplication, we would get 4n1 is equal to 5n2. Then we also know that the sum of those numbers is 63. So n1 plus n2 equals 63. All right, so when we solve this out, we are getting that n1 is 35 and n2 is 28. So use either elimination or substitution to find your answers.